Hey Touch lovers, we're talking touch with T. We here at Queensland Touch Football, we'll be looking to keep you up to date with our weekly chat covering all things being the game and our upcoming events throughout the state. This week we'll be looking to bring you up to speed with our governance review that's been a hot topic over the last 6 weeks. And I have the CEO of Queensland Touch Football here with me, Ben Mannion.
How are you, mate?
Oh, I'm wonderful, mate.
That's good, yeah. Actually, this is a first for us, obviously getting on air and talking about all the wonderful things in touch. And I think with this day and age, with technology, I think, this is going to be hopefully a great segment that we keep pushing through weekly. So really excited by today and obviously what's coming up in the game of touch football.
Excellent, mate. Yep, I'm like you, mate. It doesn't take too much to get me excited about the game of touch footy.
Absolutely.
Cool. So, you've been working really, really hard. We've seen you around the state. You've been getting out to a lot of our affiliates and talking to people about the governance review. Let's have a little chat about how we got to where we are at the moment.
Yeah, so we did a little video last week. Many people saw it. We've got over 4,500 views on that video now, and essentially then talked about why. And, there's a lot of people that was giving us plenty of free feedback over the last 12 months on how the game should be played and particularly how it should be administered. And we took it from that we should actually just go out and talk to people. That's what we've done. We went to the state government. We asked them for some support. They provided a group called McLaughlin Sports Consultancy, and they've gone out and done a whole heap of data collection, and there's been some really interesting results come back. So I think that the big thing for me that stood out was that we essentially have 7 companies and 38 directors currently running the sport. And I think first and foremost that makes it a real challenge because everyone's got plenty of ideas on how the sport should be run, and I think a lot of people just looking for QTF to provide leadership in this space. So, we'll take a lot of that on board. We've got a really big meeting coming up really soon that we'll talk to, the members about what that looks like, and hopefully get a really crystal clear operational plan out to the market to look at what ways we can improve the sport. So it's really exciting, actually.
I was going to say, it sounds exciting. Imagine going out to the people and asking them what they want to find out and get their feedback.
Yeah, so we went out and essentially we did 3 lots of surveys. We did 1 lot to the affiliates, we did 1 lot to the regional committees, and we did 1 lot to a general stakeholder group. We ended up getting over 500 surveys back that provided a whole range of data for us about how the sport should be run, who should employ the staff, how it should be membership models, how coach education should be delivered, how events should be delivered, a whole lot of information that we sort of had an inkling of some of that information that had trickled through in the past. But as I said in my video last week, we're under attack from a whole heap of sports now, and sports are looking at different ways to keep their retention of customers and also looking for new ways to bring new customers into the game. So we need to be really smart with how we do things moving forward. Those surveys provided a whole heap of data for us to then start to look at an operational plan moving out. But we also did some other things along the way. We went out and we spoke to 6 different regions. So we went out and met in Townsville, in Rockhampton, down on the Sunshine Coast. We met in Brisbane, on the Gold Coast, down at Palm Beach, and then out to Toowoomba. And we had over 100 people come to those focus group sessions and provide some feedback. And then we also interviewed just on 38 people, some of the real key stakeholders in the game. So board directors, people that have been around the game for a long time, people that wanted to see the sport succeed, really passionate people that want to see the sport succeed, had previously had kids involved, still have kids involved, or just play themselves. So, a really broad range of people that could provide a whole heap of really quality data for us.
Awesome. So when you talk about going out to the affiliates, how many affiliates do we have in the state at the moment?
So we've got just on 72 affiliates, which is great, and there's some real exciting opportunities, particularly around the rugby league community. In the last week, we've got contacted by a number of rugby league clubs that want to do something in the summer, and we're working quite closely with the Queensland Rugby League around what that looks like moving forward. So there's some really good opportunities in that. You think a rugby league season runs essentially March to August, September, then they go away. A lot of them are looking for touch football or some alternate form of the game in that space, and we're working with those guys and coming up with some really good ideas in that space. So that number of 72 could increase rapidly. But those 72 are our focus, and we wanted to hear from those people that are going in week to week, going and paying their money to play touch footy. It still remains one of the cheapest sports going around, which is great.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
We need to do some things along the way, particularly around coach education, referee education, and upskilling of those 2 important parts of our game.
Got you. And they were some of the key findings coming out of the
Absolutely.
survey?
So people were saying to us, particularly around coach education, that they wanted more content more often. So they go and do a course, they don't have a touch point then after that. So they do their course, they walk away, they look for somewhere that they can provide an upskilling environment for them, and they think that the next stage of their coaching course needs to be the next level. So if you're a talent course coach and you want some more education or some more content, then the thought is that you need to be an elite coach. And at an under 12 or 14 level, you don't need to do that. We just need to provide the opportunity for them to get that content some way. So we were talking with Touch Football Australia on ways that we can do that moving forward.
Awesome. Sounds really, really good. So what were some of the other barriers or challenges that you think we could have solutions to that have come out of the governance review?
Well, I think, one of the big ones was our staffing structure. We've got essentially those 7 companies are all employing people along the way that are all got different set of skill sets on boards, that are all thinking how to run the game the best way, and sometimes those forces collide, and there's some challenges in that, particularly around our development area. Like, we want one set of development staff to really drive the game and be teaching the same thing out in the community. So we're really encouraged by the fact that people want Queensland Touch Football to take the lead in that space. With the support of the Queensland government, they are now really seeing the opportunity that touch football provides around inclusion, diversity, men and women, boys and girls, mixed, but particularly that women and girls area where we can really provide some really good experiences, social environments and stuff like that. So it's really important we get that right.
And especially across the whole state, if you look at the far north of Queensland.
Yeah, the Indigenous piece across that space as well is huge. We already know that the wonderful Indigenous community in our game and the players that are coming through, we need to get around them and support them, but we also need to find ways to bring those that are challenged in trying to get into the game, whether it be through cost or availability of venues or whatever it is. We need to find ways to bring those people into the game, and through the new Queensland Government Activate Queensland strategy, we'll use that and we'll partner with those guys hopefully in the future on finding ways to make sure they are engaged.
You completely agree. I've been talking to the development officers. We've got people that go right out far west as well. Our state is as wide as it is long, and same challenges. How do we get those smaller communities involved?
Well, one of the things that came out of the governance review was that we need more resources on the ground. So we need more people, more development officers, more people teaching in those particular areas. So we're really top heavy with our team structures at the moment. So we're really wanting to look at ways that we can actually get people out there coaching our kids and coaching and upskilling our coaches across the whole state. So that's really important.
Yeah, and I guess we've looked on it as an opportunity. There's solutions to the barriers and challenges, but it's also an idea to get everybody with their great ideas together and collaborate better with everybody. Yeah,
the last time we looked at this was back in 2006, which is a long time ago, and there's a whole range of things that we can do now, particularly around social media and the way that we can promote ourselves and the opportunities that we can get, far and wide across the state and get our people to those places. So it's really important that we, as a sport, try and have touch points all over the state, and we think through this governance and operating review, it's going to allow us to do that.
Okay, awesome. So what's the next step for us then regarding the governance review?
Yeah, so I think we are going to take this to the members and then essentially get their support in and around, hopefully moving this forward. We've done a post-review implementation plan, which will take about 18 months. And there's 16 recommendations that have come through as part of this. We'll take our time to make sure we get those right. There's about 13 that are really operational and about another 3 that are more constitutional and governance around our membership structure. We want to be really collaborative with the community, our touch community, around how we do this. We want to be as transparent as we possibly can. So we'll be asking the members in our affiliates, what they want to see in the future, how can we be transparent and really work on ways that we can support the community. A couple of things that came out for me as well was that players and coaches really want to play for their regional teams still. So, the opportunity to play for those 6 regions at an NTLs or an NYC moving forward was really clear in the data. They really enjoyed that space.
There's a long-term loyalty there.
Yeah, absolutely. And those events, have been on the calendar for some time, and they provide a whole heap of social and experience opportunities to those players as well. So it's really clear that they want to do that, but also from an affiliate base, they want to play with their mates, whether it be boys or girls, men or women. Yeah, absolutely. So we want to do more affiliate-based competitions as well. So our Queensland State Cup this year will be, the first time we've done that for some time, will be a really great opportunity for the affiliates and their teams and some club teams to actually play with their mates, which will be excellent.
It's a good event that you're looking forward to, the Queensland State Cup at the end of the year?
Well, I think everyone knows the Junior State Cup and the success we've had in that, particularly in Harvey Bay. Next year's our 10th year up in Harvey Bay, and that'll be a great celebration of that. We had just on 220 odd teams this year up in Harvey Bay. If we can sort of replicate that at an adult level, we've got about another 50-60% of the participants sit in that adult category. So there's a tremendous opportunity in that space. And again, with State of Origin next year, we'll also boom. Yep, absolutely.
There we go.
It's been a long, drawn out process. 2002 was the last time we won Origin.
Indeed.
So we have some things that we need to do internally, and I think we're starting to put that planning together now. In November and December will allow us to start to TID some of our best players across the state, and it's an eligibility event for State of Origin, so we want our best players there being challenged.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, man, I've been quietly excited, ever since State of Origin sort of came on the cards. So, as you know, it's something I really enjoy, having played, been a part of it in the last one, and going down to New South Wales and hostile territory. It's going to be a hard task for us, but I think we're up to the challenge this time around. Yeah,
absolutely. Like everyone I've spoken to, we had some success, obviously, with the premiership this year, with the Cowboys and the Broncos winning, the Cowboys and the men's and the Broncos and the women. And it's really important we get those coaches and players all together and moving forward collaboratively to have a good crack at New South Wales this year.
Yeah, awesome, mate. And our juniors have been doing well through the 12s and 15s. We've got the 18s to come next week at the NYC.
National Youth Championships is always a wonderful event, and Queensland obviously does really well in that and has done for some time. Our teams all stand up at that particular event all the time, and we have some really good opportunities up there.
Sounds really good, mate. So when can the general public expect to see these findings released from the governance review?
Yeah, we're looking to release all the documentation out on our website on Monday the 16th of September.
Okay.
So that's a really important date for us. Nearly 6 months worth of work that we actually get to deliver all of the key findings that people have gone out and told us.
Well, Ben, it's been fantastic talking to you, mate. Really looking forward to the governance review.
Yeah, I hope everyone gets around it, gets to have a read of it, has a look at all the opportunities that it presents, and understands that we're really working hard on trying to make the sport better.
Well, it's wonderful, mate. We'll be chatting soon.
Thanks, Tristan.
Good luck.
Cheers, mate.
Well, that's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in to Talk in Touch with T. Please do stay tuned for our next weekly chat.